Hello, Longboarding Mom here. I been at work for 3 weeks now and haven't been paying much attention to the news and stuff because I've been busy at work, come home, busy at home with gardening and cleaning and stuff like that. So I've been staying off Facebook a little bit, staying off the main media and stuff like that. And I don't have the news. I have Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that. So I did not know much of what was going on with the George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, all the rioting and stuff. I knew a little bit about it. I talked to some friends about it. I didn't want to watch the video because I knew it was really graphic and very horrible. What happened was just horrible, and I don't condone any of that. I don't condone killing anybody. All lives matter to me. I feel that we are dividing each other because of what's going on. We've already had so much going on with COVID-19 and stuff, and being traumatized and told to stay home because we'll kill people if we go out and protest the COVID-19. We're killing people and everything, and now we're out protesting and killing people by the violence and stuff that we're doing with the businesses, burning down businesses. Police have been killed, hurt throughout all of this and everything. So I just wanted to get on here and read something that I found on Facebook. Today is June 2nd, and I found this on May 30th. I want to tell you, I did not watch the video until I read this. It made me think about a lot of things, and that we're being lied to about a lot of things and what's going on. America, we need to wake up. We need to start asking questions. We need to start talking to everybody. People, wake up. I'm scared. We're going to be going into martial law. Shit is hit the fan. If you're not prepared, you better start getting prepared. So like I said, I did not watch the video. When I went looking for the video, I could not find the original video, so I don't know what I'm going to read. I want you guys to make up your own mind. If you've already watched the video, you already have your mind made up and stuff. But maybe this might change your mind. I don't know. I'm going to tell you, I tried looking for the video. What I found was Washington Post. And I found something on Facebook also. I didn't watch the whole thing because it was way too graphic and stuff. But I'll post the links down below so you guys can watch them. And after reading it, after listening to this, you can make up your mind. And hopefully, maybe I've changed your mind. I don't know. So I'm going to put on my glasses. I'm going to read this to you. And hopefully I can get through this without making mistakes and stuff, because I am not a very good reader. I hated reading in front of the class in school, but that's okay. There's a few things on here also that I didn't know about, so I was like, wow, I'm gonna go look up for this video and see what everyone's talking about and stuff and make up my own mind. So here we go. So this is copied from a friend, and like I said, all these copied from a friend things come from somewhere. I don't know the person that wrote this, but it made me think and made me want to read this to you. So, y'all can call me crazy all day, but you can't tell me this doesn't make you feel some kind of way. The Floyd event was staged. I'm saying racism. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but hear me out. Staged event. These officers were involved with something. I'm not sure exactly what, but something is just not adding up. I think there is, at the very least, the possibility that this was a filmed public execution of a black man by a white cop with the purpose of creating racial tensions and driving a wedge in the growing group of anti-deep state sentiment from common people that have already been psychologically traumatized by COVID-19 fears. Historically, in election years and in politically contested areas or in groups, racial or gun violence incidents are becoming commonplace. Considering the rising approval ratings of President Trump in the Black community, an event like this was unfortunately predictable. Consider these points and contrast them to every other police brutality incident you've ever seen. The film portion of the incident was about 10 minutes long. In the amount of time, 3 officers are holding one handcuffed man down. You only know that because of the pictures taken from across the street. You can't see the other 2 officers in the video because they are behind the vehicle. During 8 minutes of the entire video, the officer has his knee on George Floyd's neck, which is not taught or approved by any law enforcement agency. Additionally, other than the Asian officer speaking occasionally to the crowd of bystanders, there is no communication from any of the officers to Mr. Floyd. No talking, no shouting. When have you ever seen a police brutality video without police shouting? Additionally, the police had no goal. They weren't trying to subdue him for arrest. He was already handcuffed. And all they needed to do was place him in the back of the car. There is no plausible explanation for taking him to the ground and having 3 men on top of a handcuffed man, a knee placed on his neck. Mr. Floyd presented no threat and was not resisting. The only goal that there appeared to be was exactly what happened: to be filmed brutally killing a Black man. Additionally, the police had no... Did I read that part? Yeah. Sorry, I already read that part. Think about this. These officers did not care about being filmed. In fact, the officer stared into the camera with soulless eyes and emotionless face, reminiscent of an assassin, as he knowingly killed an American citizen. None of the officers spoke among themselves, or did they speak to Mr. Floyd. They did not respond to his pleas for life. They just sat and kneeled on him, and he was passed out and then waited an additional 4 minutes after Mr. Floyd's lost consciousness to ensure that Mr. Floyd was dead and could not be revived. The bystanders are verbally communicating to the officers that he isn't breathing. Unlike any other similar incident, you never see the officers getting on the radios. You never see or hear them calling dispatch for backup. No other police units arrive in the scene, and strangely enough, the crowd does not seem to grow either. They didn't even yell at the crowd for filming them. And normally they get upset. They try taking the phones. That's not in there. I'm sorry, I just went off script. So, the scene does not end until an ambulance arrives and they unceremoniously flop him on a gurney. At no point does anyone in a uniform ever check his vitals, as if they aren't remotely curious about the situation they are in. By the way, who called the ambulance and for what reason? Because if that reason was that Mr. Floyd was having a medical issue, they wouldn't have still been crushing his neck. Shortly after the video went viral, a fake Facebook page supposedly belonging to the officer at the center of the murder appears, and pictures are uploaded that say, "Stand your ground" and Trump 2020. A picture of the cop with a red ball cap that says, "Make America White Again." A friend list populated with obvious soak accounts and people clearly not his friends. This is the same kind of fake Facebook stunt that happened with a group made to look like support for the men involved with Ahmaud Arbery case, which I didn't hear about that one, so I'm going to have to look this up afterwards. It is a mere coincidence that this happens the week after race becomes a major political issue after the Biden "you ain't black" gaffe started to threaten the black vote the Democrats so desperately count on. Additionally, there is substantial video evidence to arrest at least one officer now. Why would the local authorities not charge him immediately unless there was a political advantage not to? It is mere coincidence that this happens right about the exact moment the COVID-19 fear campaign falls apart. and after it has psychologically traumatized the entire country and got everyone at each other's throats, and suicide attempts are spiking. It is mere coincidence that this happens after the Ahmaud Arbery case, which somehow eluded the mainstream media completely until 2 whole months after he was killed. When has this ever happened? Timing issues. It is mere coincidence that Supreme Race baiter Obama was making videos a couple weeks ago connecting COVID with systematic racism. I'm not sure what that word is. I'll have to put it up there. Finally, this entire scene plays out with the cop car and license plate that says police. The plate was perfectly framed for maximum subliminal impact. This also means he was literally just a foot away from the backseat of the police car. And the cops thought it was smarter to kill a black man on camera than to pick him up and move him 1 foot into the back of the police car. You can draw your own conclusions, but this appears to have all the earmarks of George Soros's. Please open your eyes. Thanks to Chris Tanner for photo and research. And then it says please share. And I'll share these photos and the link to this page, the Facebook page that I got this from, so that you guys can see where I got it and read it for yourselves and make your own decision up. There's a few things that were in there, like, you know, when police are involved in something and there's a crowd of people around and they're filming it, normally they're yelling at everybody. They want their cameras shut off. They don't want you filming it and stuff. And when I was watching the Washington Post video, the police officers were calm. They weren't yelling at anybody. There was the crowd that was, telling the police officers he's not breathing, check his vitals and stuff like that. And they didn't acknowledge that. It's really, this is really weird. This is really scary. What's going on right now in America is really scary. I just hope that everyone is prepared. That you guys, even if you don't have the same view as me, that you are ready for what's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but it's happening. We have already gone through so much in the last couple months and everything, and they're trying to do more. Like I said, it takes 21 days to make a habit. They're forcing us into habits by forcing us to stay home for more than 21 days. They're forcing us to watch all these commercials, that the new normal, all these different words that they're instilling in us, that they're conditioning us. Yes, they're conditioning us right now. And make up your own mind, talk to people. I've found, different things, like, why would they put pallets of bricks out in New York City, downtown New York City, on the street, pallets of bricks? Why would they do that? Why are they doing stuff like this? Just start asking questions. Ask the government, ask your friends, ask everybody. Talk. Get as much information as you can. That's all we can do. And I'm gonna do some longboarding videos soon, and let you guys check out my garden. It's doing pretty well. So I'm gonna get off here and go play. See you guys later.